How do companies track the time that employees work? Let's talk about how payroll accountants use the quarter hour and the 100th hour system to do that. Both salaried non-exempt and hourly employees are paid based on the number of hours or fractions of hours worked. Calculating wages based on whole hours is pretty easy, but how do you calculate the wage amount when the employee works half an hour or a quarter hour or 2 minutes? Let's talk first about the quarter hour system. Employers who use this system round the hours worked to the nearest 15 minutes. For instance, if the employee worked 8 hours and 6 minutes, she is paid for only 8 hours. On the other hand, if the employee stayed 2 minutes longer and worked 8 hours and 8 minutes, she would be paid for 8 hours and 15 minutes. The payroll accountant then converts the fractional hours to decimals by dividing by 60. 15 minutes divided by 60 equals 0.25. You could also use a payroll conversion chart such as this one. Let's take a look. The first column shows the actual minutes, the second column shows the conversion to decimals for the 100th hour values, and the third column shows the quarter hour system where you round to the nearest 15 minutes. So, let's say the employee worked 8 hours and 16 minutes, he would be paid for 8 hours and 15 minutes, and the decimal value is 0.25. This system is a more precise method of tracking time, in which an employee's time is tracked to the nearest hundredth of an hour. For example, if an employee works for 35 minutes, their time will be tracked as 0.58 hours, or 35 minutes. If an employee works for 44 minutes, their time will be tracked as 0.73 hours, or 44 minutes. This method is more accurate than the quarter-hour system, but it can be more difficult to implement and may require additional resources to track and record the time accurately. You could also use a payroll conversion chart to look up the decimal value for the minutes these two employees worked. Let's find the value for the 35 minutes. There it is, 0.58 in the second column. Next, let's find 44 minutes. The value is 0.73. Let's summarize. There are two methods for tracking fractional hours that an employee worked. The quarter-hour system rounds to the nearest 15 minutes. The 100th hour system pays the exact minutes. Tracking time is an essential aspect of payroll management, and the choice between the quarter-hour and 100th hour system will depend on the needs of your organization. Both methods have their pros and cons, and it is important to consider the impact on employee pay, potential for disputes, and resources for tracking and recording the time accurately. Having a clear and consistent time tracking policy in place, and using time tracking software can help to ensure accurate and efficient time tracking.